everyone. Here I am, ready for the first listen in the series of The History of Rock Music with Amy and Carl, dealing with the decade of the 80s in this fast-forward speed version of scanning through the history. This piece of music is by Mötley Crüe, and I have heard this band mentioned quite a few times, recommended by quite a few of those of you who follow my channel. So this is the first time I'm listening to something by them, and it is called Dr. Feelgood. So let's see how it goes. It's definitely different than the one I just listened to before this. The instrumentation is so heavy, so loud, so dominant that I couldn't quite tell if the voice was there yet or not. Let me back up, because once he started really singing, but I think there was a little bit of a vocal clip just before that, and I can't tell if it was guitar or voice. Yeah, there was a little voice there, but it's way off in the background. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, I can almost follow the lyrics. I'm picking up most of them. I don't have the lyrics beside me right now because I'm focusing on the music, but I'm actually able to make out quite a few of the lyrics that they're singing. But it's so interesting listening to the balance of instruments versus voices. It's so different from everything I've listened to up until now in this series, where when the voice was part of the music before, it was a prominent feature. Now suddenly, it's as if the voice is taking a back seat. At the same time, it's a very important back seat. Or maybe it's better to say it's a very small front seat, or a very small person in the front seat, where everybody around is so much bigger and more powerful and more dominant. But here's this lively little person, or lively little voice, which is doing all kinds of acrobatics vocally, but it's set so far back in terms of the overall balance. It's an interesting setup that I guess I'm not sure what to make of it yet. I'm going to ask Carl about this because obviously it's intentional and they like it that way, and I guess everybody else likes it that way too who listens to this music. But I'm curious to know more about why and how did it end up that way. So that's going to be something I'm going to ask Carl, because it's something I'm noticing very much here as being different from what I've listened to up until now. All right, let's keep going and see what comes next. Now I'm hearing here that was interesting. All right, I'm going to stop it right in the middle for a moment because I think that's a sort of guitar solo, and many of you who have followed my journey know that I have absolutely no shame in stopping right in the middle. But I'm not sure if this is a standard guitar solo, because I thought there was a guitar solo starting, but then the voice interjected something right in the middle, and then the guitar went on. I didn't listen far enough into it to see if it was really going to continue as a solo, but that stood out to me as kind of unique, at least according to what I expected. I don't know if it's really so unique, but it's unique according to my expectations right now. So let me hear this section again and pay attention to what's happening from the beginning of it. Guitar. There was a little bit of voice. I think I can. That's weird. Okay. There was another vocal style for me. Now the voice is back in. interesting. Very interesting to me. I don't really know what to make of this piece of music right now. I'm going to have to talk to Carl about it. Obviously, we're at the end of the 80s by now. So, the last part of the 80s. So, we've traveled a long ways and obviously covered a lot of ground. This is very different from what came before. Everything, every step of the way is feeling like we've traveled a massive distance. And it's kind of fun, but at the same time, I want to understand how this got this way. And of course, I've been through the decades briefly building up to this, but then this is so different, so very different, at least to my ears. So how did we end up here as opposed to back with the music that I listened to in the 70s or the 60s? So I'm looking forward to this discussion with Carl that's coming up over the weekend. And I am full of all kinds of curiosity and questions, and I am eager to sit down with Carl and start unpacking it all. So I will see you then, and I hope that you will keep following my journey and enjoy it along with me. I'll see you soon.